We have a massive Los Angeles Lakers trade update to go over today as Shams has come out and dropped an absolute bombshell surrounding the Lakers and their trade plans, and what he says has Lakers fans absolutely fired up. We're going to write down exactly what he said and discuss what this means going forward as the Lakers are pursuing a blockbuster trade. So stay tuned for all that in this episode. But before we get into it, folks, if you're part of the 83% who aren't subscribed to the channel, it's the place to be for daily Lakers content. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers, and thank you guys once again for your continued support on the channel. If you're enjoying it, hit that subscribe button. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. But ladies and gentlemen, a huge piece of news dropped from Shams today. And obviously, I made a video earlier today talking about Cam Johnson, how he is, the Lakers are among favorites to land Cam Johnson alongside of the Warriors and other teams like that. But you can see this here from Shams. The Lakers are open to moving draft picks in exchange for immediate help. My sources in that Lakers front office tell me they're open to moving 3 first-round picks in a potential trade, but they want a player or players that they feel they can get into this iteration of this team now. So this is actually a pretty huge piece of news because when you think about it and you look at it, this means a lot of different things and has a ton of implications for the Lakers as we pursue and approach, the trade deadline. And of course, as the Lakers pursue really high-end talent, this is the first time we've gotten a report from Shams confirming that they are looking to do a blockbuster trade. They're absolutely looking for a blockbuster trade. There's no doubt about it. And now it's a matter of what they are willing and what player they're willing to go after. And we have a bunch of different, we have a mock trade. We have a bunch of different things to go over. But on the surface of it, they are looking for a blockbuster trade for a player that can help into the immediate future, which means, of course, to play alongside LeBron, to play alongside AD and all those different guys, they want a third star. And this means a few different things. And there's a lot of, again, they, like we covered earlier, they're interested in Cam Johnson. I don't think this is the player that Shams is referring to when he says 3 first-round picks. Cam's not going to take that, even though we saw a package earlier that was Dalton Connect and a first for Cam Johnson. Now, maybe if they give up 2 of their firsts for a superstar, among other assets, and then they go out and they flip their other first for Cam Johnson or Dalton, Dalton, I know no one wants Dalton Connect traded, especially for Cam Johnson. I'm right there with you. I agree with that. But maybe they completely overhaul his team in the form of a blockbuster trade, which we'll dive into later. But an article dropped. Lakers could gain, this was yesterday, a major cap flexibility for trading for All-Star. And this was before the Shams report here, which kind of lends credit and goes right back into that regarding it. So you can see this here. Even highly touted new head coach J.J. Redick, 2024-2025 Los Angeles Lakers find themselves looking just as mediocre as they did in 2023-2024. Last year, the team went 47-35 and got eliminated in 5 quick games from the first round of the Western Conference playoffs. We all know this. And this season, some fans are saying they look exactly the same. Some fans are saying they aren't quite as, good as they were in previous years. But Clutch Points Brett Siegel notes a reunion with the Lakers' former number 2 pick in the 2015 draft, which is, of course, Ingram. In Ingram's case, he said that basically that Ingram could be a good target for this team. In Ingram's case, he is on an expiring deal, which would open up a lot of cap flexibility for a team like the Lakers if they were to trade for him. And would adding a third star. So basically, you go over this and then you pair it with Shams coming out and saying they're looking to make a blockbuster trade. I don't think it's going to take 3 first-round picks to land Brandon Ingram, but Brandon Ingram would fit this team pretty well when you're looking for a facilitator to help alongside LeBron, a scorer. Obviously, you have LeBron and AD on the team. And the question is, would it help push the Lakers over the top, or is James too washed in the parlance of times? I don't agree with any of that. We all know LeBron James isn't washed. He's coming off of his 9 or 10 or however many games, 9 games, 8 games, his rest, and he has looked really good, rejuvenated. They obviously beat the Warriors yesterday on Christmas night, which was a phenomenal game for the Lakers. But now as you look at it, you look at what it would take to get a guy like Brandon Ingram. Now, Brandon Ingram is a very good player. He's an incredible player. You look at some of his stats this season, averaging 22 a game. Last season, averaging obviously 20 a game, 24 a game. He's a guy who can give you 3 and not really D, but he can give you 3-point shooting. He can give you creation on the ball. And obviously, he would just be a phenomenal addition to this team. No one's going to debate that. We saw him play very well for the Pelicans this season. Of course, he obviously played for the Lakers before. There's a little bit of familiarity there, although the team is a little bit different. You look at what he could bring. And again, this season, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He's a solid facilitator. He is not a phenomenal facilitator by any means, and he's not going to necessarily be, a floor general out there at all times. You still have LeBron for that. You have other players Austin Reaves, of course, and Brandon Ingram. But if you add him into that starting lineup, he gives you another threat, again, on the ball to help alleviate some of the pressure off of LeBron and AD. And that's ultimately what this team needs right now. They need someone to help LeBron and help AD. They don't have a ton of scoring. They don't have a ton of on-ball creators. Obviously, Austin Reaves, he's shown flashes at times. He's a solid defender. You have guys like Dalton Connect off the bench. I mean, D'Lo at times. It's just an interesting point now of this team where you're looking at it and you're thinking, hey, you need an extra piece. You need more pieces. And that is exactly why they're going out and they're willing to give up 3 first-round picks for whatever they're going out to get, because they want to do. And again, the question coming into this season was, and we saw Rob Pelinka come out and basically say, after 30 games, we're going to evaluate this team and see what the plan is. And that's either rebuild, sell all your players, or if you're doing good after 30 games, you go for one last hurrah and hooray with LeBron. You go for one last hurrah with LeBron, and that's ultimately what they've decided to do here. Clearly, they're going all in. They're going to make a big splash. And when you're looking at a guy like Brandon Ingram, I think that's a pretty good fit. He is on an expiring deal. He's been dealing with injuries, only playing 18 games this season, and you would love to, of course, extend him if you're the Lakers, and you can kind of transition this into the new phase of Lakers basketball, because whether or not LeBron stays with the team beyond this year and in the future, that doesn't matter if you have a core. Because the core of Ingram and AD, and then you work around that, is pretty good. Let me know down below what your thoughts are, but I would love a Brandon Ingram. He can, work alongside AD with 2 former Pelicans. Obviously, that's interesting, but as you start to look at what it would take to get Brandon Ingram. Now, this is Jalen Hood-Schifino, D'Angelo Russell, and Rui Hachimura, and then, of course, you can't see the picks in this, mock trade or whatever you want to call it, trade machine, but you can obviously see that the Lakers are acquiring D'Lo and Walker Kessler, and you'd obviously be giving up your 3 picks. And then the Jazz would be getting picks in here as well. And it's interesting to me. It's a ridiculous trade. I don't think this one happens necessarily, but I do think a trade surrounding Brandon Ingram and, obviously D'Angelo Russell to match salaries along with Rui could make some sense here. And I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are on Brandon Ingram down below, because I know none of us wanted Dalton Connect traded. Would you do a deal surrounding Dalton Connect for a guy like Brandon Ingram? I wouldn't, simply because he only has 1 year left of control. And that's obviously a massive hindrance when you're looking at this team and how into the future. Now, if he had years of control left, he's in his prime. He's 27 years old. He's very good. He obviously won Most Improved Player back in 2019 with the Pelicans immediately after being traded from the Lakers. He is a great shooter. He is a solid facilitator and a solid rebounder. If you have a lineup, you have Brandon Ingram out there, you have Austin Reaves, you have AD, you have LeBron, and then whoever else you want to throw in there on a given day, sure, that is a very good team. They obviously have different lineups now. You have Austin Reaves running the technical, the pseudo one, even though LeBron's the one bringing up the ball. You have lineups with Gabe Vincent. You have lineups with Dalton Connect starting. Now, as they start to figure out what their starting lineup is, they want to get someone who they can pencil in every single night, another star. And I do think that Brandon Ingram, is he a superstar? No, I don't think he's a superstar, but he's good enough to where if you pair him alongside other stars, then ultimately you'll be fine. You'll be able to get what the Lakers need at this point. And the fact that it is an expiring deal, if the Lakers don't want to keep him after this season, it opens up a ton of cap space. Now, you play it alongside LeBron and AD. Obviously, AD is 31 at this point. You get a younger player in Ingram, and maybe you can kind of go with both of them going forward and see how that works with this team. So ultimately, let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. And this trade is a little ridiculous. Obviously, you're getting Ingram and Kessler, but I think maybe not in one trade, but at the end of the day, they're going to make a deal similar to this if they do pursue it, where they're going to get Brandon Ingram or one of their stars with these first-round picks, but also use those assets to get another big man that's defensive-minded, like we've seen from JJ Redick calling from the front office for a very long time. But that'll wrap it up. Let me know what your thoughts are on this trade. Let me know what your thoughts are on the new report, and stay tuned. We're going to keep you up to date with all the latest news as big moves happen. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.